Hello, guys. Good evening. This is Prasad Ganiraj. Welcome to our day 24 of our Mind Mastery program. So, in this session, I want to talk to you about emotions, productivity, all the stuff. But then, uh, let me begin with this thing. I'm a trainer, speaker, and a coach. Um, and if you ask me, what is the secret of having a great session by a trainer? If you ask me, what is the secret, one secret a trainer should have in his training session? What is that one ingredient that can make a training session look amazing? If you ask me, is it content or is it something else? The answer to is yes, of course, content is important in a session, but then beyond that, what is important in a session is energy. It is the energy of the trainer, and that will have an effect on the participants. So when it comes to training or when it comes to coaching, now energy is very important. Energy of the trainer is very important. Okay, so and why energy is very important? Because energy is contagious. Energy is going to affect the participants. So for a trainer or a teacher, for them to be great in their profession, yeah, or in their presentation or during their session, or to attract the audience or to have the attention of the audience, energy is one ingredient which is very important for a trainer. So I want you to understand this. It is not just for the trainers energy is important, but energy is important for everyone in every walks of life, in every profession. So as a father, you need energy to attract your kids. So if you're someone who has kids at home and your kids are not willing to play with you, or they're not spending time with you, is because you were not time spending time with them. You were not actively spending time with them. Because of that, they are not spending time with you. Or your energy is not matching with their energy. They have high energy level, and then when they come to you to play, you just rebuke them, you just ignore them, saying, I'm busy, get out now, don't disturb me, right? Or you're not coping up with their energy level. So energy is very important as a father, as a husband, as a colleague, as a team member, right? As a coach, trainer, whatever profession you're in, energy is the very important factor. Energy is contagious. I want you to understand that. So if you lack energy, you will lack motivation and you will not do what you want to do. Let me repeat it. If you lack energy, you will lack motivation. And when you lack motivation, you will not do what you intend to do. So, energy, let me repeat that. Try this, just stay at home all day long for a day, for days together, for a week. Just confine yourself to your room and see how motivated you will feel. Even the world's most or the greatest motivated person, when he's confined to or solitude, or when he's confined to a box, will lose his motivation. You will get negative emotions. You will lose your focus. Remember this, your emotions create emotions. Your emotions create emotions. Now, once upon a time, not once upon a time. So once in one of my train the trainer session, Okay. It was a 3-day program, and there was one guy, on the first day, he was so conservative, he was so closed, he was looking so sophisticated, he was cleanly dressed, he was, how can I, gentle, right? He was so composed, so calm. He was having his legs crossed in the session. He was having his hands on his cheeks, yeah, paying attention to whatever was told in the session, right? He was so composed and calm. He spoke very little, and when he spoke profound words. Okay, he spoke, he measured and spoke his words. But then day two, day three, and when the training got over, the TTT got over, yeah, he calls me up one day and says, Prasad, I'm ashamed of myself. I said, why? He told me, you know what? I'm just thinking about my behavior in the session, and I'm kind of feeling ashamed that I overacted, I overreacted, I was sarcastic. I thought, I'm a calm, composed, I'm an introvert and kind of guy. But then, what I realized in this session was, after the session was, I'm not that guy. I'm not that introvert, or I'm not that calm, composed guy. I lost myself during this session, and I was sarcastic. And when I think about it now, I feel bad that I crossed my limits. But then, these sessions are designed like that, right? It wa- you know the, it is designed in such a way to bring out the original you in you. Yeah, that's the intent of those programs, right? And I told them it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. You don't have to feel bad about it. You don't have to feel bad about losing your composure. You don't have to feel bad about being sarcastic. You don't have to be feel bad about enjoying the 3-day training session, because you know what, that is what psychologists say, right? Psychologists say if you want to find who you really are, then you have to be amongst the crowd. If you want to know who you really are, don't be alone and ponder. Think about who you really are. If you want to know who you really are, get into the crowd. Get where your friends are. Get amongst the crowd. And when you're in the crowd, you will get lost, and your real you will come out. So that's my advice for you. Now, what does it do? When you're in the crowd, you move. When you move, it creates emotion. Emotions create emotions. And to control your emotion, you have to control your motion. So, what happened to that participant in the training? We had a lot of we started day two with icebreakers, and we had a lot of activities and energizers throughout the session. And this guy he lost himself. He lost himself. Yeah, and he found himself. He lost who he thought he was, and he found the new himself. And he realized he's the new now the new person is the original guy. He is the guy. He's the right guy, right? Motions create emotions. So this is what I want to do. Now, I want you to let's do a quick activity. Let's do a quick activity. Take a sheet of paper, quick, now, immediately, and divide the paper into two sections. And one section, write your positive emotions, and the other section, write your negative emotions. So think about what are the kind of emotions you had throughout last week or until today. What are the kind of emotions you had? Think about it, reflect on it. Yeah, and list down your emotions: happy, sad, angry, worry, anxiety. Yeah, what kind of emotions you had, list them down quickly, right? Joy, fun, right? I'm talking about emotions, okay? So list down the emotions on all the positive emotions on one side and all the negative emotions on the other side. List them down and then check, have a look at it. What is your constant emotion? Predominantly, what emotion is popping up? Is the positive emotion popping up or is the negative emotion popping up? Now, if you have the positive emotion popping up, yeah, if it was constant throughout the entire week, then that's perfect, fine, good, right? Now, if you have negative emotions predominantly, yeah, constantly showing up, then you have to change. And how can you change? You have to change your motion. Consider little children, if you do not become like a little child, you cannot achieve great things in life. So, I'm a father of two kids, two daughters, and I have seen them grow over the years. And you know what? From the time they start crawling, yeah, or even the time they are born, children's babies are not inactive; they are very much active. From the time they crawl, they crawl around the house. They won't explore. They don't want to be confined within the room. They always want to be on the move. They want to explore. Yeah, and that gives them joy. Moving around. Have you ever observed a kid? I wanted to observe a kid, right? Motions create emotions in them, and make a kid, can stay within the house, confine them just to a room, and observe them. Inactiveness causes sadness in them. It freaks them out, right? So now I want you to become like a child. Remember, success without fulfillment is a failure. I've said this already, when I went home, after being away from home as a, graduating and, leaving home to work. And then, one on a holiday when I went back to my parents' place. And when I was looking at my photo album, uh, when looked at my college pictures, did not feel happy about it because I was limiting my emotions in the college. I was not. I was active, but then I was not having fun in college. I limited my motion there, right? So I did not enjoy. I was not happy when I saw the picture because I was like, I should have enjoyed a lot in college. I missed it. I missed the fun. And that's what I want to tell you. That's what I want to tell you. Success without fulfillment is failure. So if you're not feeling fulfilled, now this is what you have to do. Get out of your box. Move out of your house. Move out of your room. Do not confine yourself to that one place. Have motion. Emotional energy gives you security. Mental energy helps you to express yourself. Yeah. When you have energy, you have focus. When you have focus, you have productivity, right? Now, motion gives you energy, okay? You need to have energy. When you have energy, you will have focus. And when you have focus, you will have productivity. And when you have productivity, you will have fulfillment in life. So, if you're not happy with who you are, if you're not content, if you're not satisfied, if you're not feeling fulfilled, right, and your emotions are unstable, you're always having negative emotions, you're not having positive emotions, you're not happy, think about this. I want you to observe what kind of environment you have put yourself in, right? If you're just sitting in the same place, working all day long, from morning 9 to 9 at night, man, you are doomed. Okay, I read somewhere that sitting and working is the new form of smoking. All right. So you have to consider sitting for long hours. It is not a virtue to sit for 9 hours at work. That is considered as smoking, modern day smoking. That is equal to smoking. So move, have emotions, and emotions will give you energy. When they give you energy, you will have focus. And when you have focus, you will have productivity. And when you have productivity, you will have fulfillment in life. So what are you waiting for? Move your BUTT. Explore the world. Have motion. Motions create emotion. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow.